Hello, what's up? Commando here. Welcome to my NXT TakeOver The End predictions. I thought I would just record this today. I didn't. It's weird. I actually have a lot more free time today. I'm recording this on Saturday night. It's about 7:30. Usually I'm a lot later in getting stuff done. Don't know what happened differently today. I only had one last show to watch this week. There was no Family Guy on this week. But I'm somehow a lot of free time. So I thought, well, I'll record this NXT TakeOver thing now, because I don't want to do it later in the week. And I was planning on doing it tomorrow, but this is going to be uploaded Sunday. So you'll be like, what the hell are you talking about? I'm going to upload it on Sunday. So yeah, let's get to it. First up, we have Andrade Almas. Don't know if I pronounced that right. Versus Ty Dillinger. This match was announced on Twitter by William Regal after Ty Dillinger said he wanted a chance, and he said he was going to give a match with him. Apparently, this is the guy Mane Andrade. That's what he was being called before, at house shows, and I think he was formerly known as La Sombra. Yes, he was. Just seen that there. I'm interested to see the debut. I would prefer if it wasn't against Ty Dillinger, because I'd kind of like to see Ty Dillinger get used. Maybe in a to get some wins. He did get a win on this week's episode of NXT, but I'd like to see him used maybe more effectively in a feud. Instead of just losing. Because he's a great guy. I love the whole 10 gimmick. I think he's a great wrestler. I'm always hearing good things in the house show reports. I always read about the house shows. That's now a weekendly thing that I do. I always read about the house shows. But obviously Andrade will win this one. It'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table, as they like to say. So yeah, Andrade for the win. Next up, we have American Alpha versus the Revival in a tag team championship match. Rematch from Thingy Mabobber. Now I did take note of some stuff I want to talk about. I thought it was interesting how the Revival lost to Gargano and Ciampa on this past week's episode of NXT. A lot of people were like, "Oh, you're making them look weak, losing to them, blah 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 blah." I thought it was actually kind of a good thing to do, because if had the Revival won, they'd be like, "Oh, that's predictable. Who cares?" It's good they actually went and did something different. I think, and it wasn't like they annihilated the Revival. It was just a lucky pin. So I thought it was done well. And afterwards, Dawson and that started beating him up. And then American Alpha came out, which I thought was good, and they had a little fight. I thought that was good. I actually thought this past week's episode of NXT was quite good, because there was a while where I wasn't enjoying NXT, but I think it's been alright the last few weeks. But American Alpha for the win, and maybe after this, I think we're going to see Gargano and Ciampa maybe against the American Alpha again. And if it's anything like the match they had about maybe 6+ months ago, it will be amazing, because I remember that match. It was just, it was so good. Go look it up. Go watch it. It was amazing if you didn't see it. Absolutely amazing. Moving on, we have Asuka. Excuse me. We have Asuka versus Nia Jax for the Women's Championship. Now, I like what they've been doing with Nia, and I think Nia's been used actually quite well. On this past week, they had the little contract signing thing, and there was only a few minutes left on the show, and I was like, this is going to be really quick. But I thought they did it really well. The whole Nia powerbombing Asuka, that was nasty. That looked really good. I thought that was awesome. They've really made Nia look. They've built her up well, I think, in the few weeks leading up to this match. And as for Asuka, they haven't done anything really. I think she's had one appearance since TakeOver Dallas. Well, one match, maybe 2 appearances if you count the contract signing, and maybe some few backstage segments. But I don't think we're really seeing enough from Asuka. I don't think they should have put the title on her so soon. I still think she'll likely win against Nia, but I don't know. Maybe they just need to let her do more in the ring. But I'm not really seeing a whole lot from her. I mean, she has done some good things in her matches. Don't get me wrong, she had some good matches, but I don't know if she should have been the one to take the title from Bayley. But yeah, Asuka will likely win. And I liked the triple threat match between Nia, Carmella, and Alexa Bliss. I thought it was a really good match. It seems like those 3 are sort of the next sort of like top women in the division. Sort of, they're gonna be like the next Sasha Banks, Charlotte. They're sort of leveling up and getting better and improving, which is really good. But I really like Nia. I think she's great at like trash talking and stuff, and good at promos. So yeah, I've been impressed with her. I really, really have been impressed with her. But I think Asuka will win. I'm not sure how this match will go. If it'll be similar to the Bailey one, or I'm not sure. But maybe something I'd like to see is Nia continue using the powerbomb. I think that should be a new finisher. Excuse me, because the leg drop is really weak looking. I think, and I think it just kind of ruined it when Bailey took about 10 of them and kicked out. I don't think it's a very believable finisher in my opinion. Anyways, moving on. We have Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries. Now, I gotta ask a question. Is it weird that every time Shinsuke Nakamura comes out and his music plays, I get goosebumps? I don't know why, it just happens. Anytime I'm watching the show, his music hits, I get goosebumps. It happens. But I liked of little build that there has been in this. I have enjoyed it. They had like that tag match against Blake and Murphy. Speaking of Blake and Murphy, breaking them up is a bad idea. They might be successful at NXT. No chance on the main roster. That's dumb breaking them up. Okay, Alexa Bliss go on her own, but they have no chance of success on their own in the main roster. Maybe, and I really do mean maybe NXT, but keep them as a tag team. But Shinsuke Nakamura, Austin Aries, I think was good. They had a little promo. I like Nakamura in his promos. I think he's good. It's sometimes there was like one or two things I couldn't understand what he said, but I like him. I think he's better than Asuka. She's still struggling with English. Not that I'm like criticizing that. I'm not saying it's easy for them to learn it, because obviously it's not. But I'm really impressed with I've got a really weird throat. Excuse me. I'm really impressed with Nakamura. And it looks like Austin Aries sort of going heel, which I think is good. NXT needs like a top heel. He could be that guy. But unfortunately, I think Nakamura's going to win this. Did they both have their first takeovers? I think it was both their first takeovers at Dallas. I think it was. Yeah, it was. So yeah, I think Nakamura will win this. I'd be surprised to see Austin Aries win it. But I think it'll be a good match. I think it will be a really good match. And like a lot of people loved the Nakamura Zayn match. Thought it was like the greatest match of all time. I didn't. I liked it, but I know people overrated it a bit. They were like jizzing over the match. I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was good, but not as good as people made it out to be. But anyways, yeah, I like the build, but we'll go with Nakamura for the win. And maybe it'll lead to one of those guys fighting for the NXT title. Speaking of the NXT title, it's our next match and last one. It's Samoa Joe versus Finn Balor in a steel cage, first ever steel cage at NXT for the NXT Championship. And the build to this has actually been alright, I mean, I spoke a lot before how there wasn't really much build to some of the matches, but I think they've done alright. There's been like interviews and backstage stuff. They've had some video promos. They haven't really done much actually in the ring. Most of the stuff's been outside of the ring, like the contract signing thing, which was and the whole Finn winning the title. Finn winning the title, Samoa Joe winning the title, which at first I thought was dumb and a stupid idea. But when I think about it now, I do think it was actually okay. It's kind of good to have something completely different and unique happen at a house show. Like you would never expect like the top title to change hands at a house show. So I kind of understand why they did that. Because at first I thought it was because Finn was injured, and I thought, oh well, that'll be why they did it. But no, he's not injured, and they did it. So it took me a while. I didn't agree with it at first, but looking back at it, I think it was a cool thing to do. I just wish we could. I just hope the match is good. It's steel cage, so it's a chance to do some different things. But I think Samoa Joe will win this, and Finn will maybe now go to the main roster sometime after this. And also the whole takeover the end thing. I hope this isn't the end of the takeovers. Like I mean, and some people are speculating maybe the end of NXT, but because there was like a leaked list or something, which was apparently the list for like the whole brand split thing. I don't know if it was real. I have my doubts, but almost every single NXT star was on this list for the Raw and SmackDown roster, apart from like the champions Samoa Joe, Asuka, and American Alpha. And I'm like, if that happens, that's NXT done. If that's true, then NXT is done. But there's also report things that they want 4 touring like brands, like house shows with Raw and SmackDown, and then 2 NXTs. With NXT going, the main NXT going, all over the place, and then the Florida one with like the guys, sort of they're building up that will eventually be on NXT. So I don't know. Tell me what you think about this whole the end thing. Are they stopping the takeovers maybe? Um, I don't know. I think there'd be kind of a lot of backlash from fans if they did that, because takeover sort of, then the whole NXT specials, I'd say, really helped NXT grow to what it is today. I mean, NXT was good before the specials, but I think the takeovers not really did change things for NXT big time. And if they were to stop that or stop NXT as a whole, I don't think that's a good idea. I mean, I wouldn't complain because I've got less to watch. I mean, I'm always looking for. I have got too much stuff to watch as it is, but I do like NXT. But I don't think it's going to end. I don't think that the whole thing's true with all those guys going to the main roster. I don't think that's a good idea. Like, the thing's overcrowded right now. Why would you split the brands and then put a heap of people in there and just overcrowd it again? You know? But I'm not going to talk much about the brand split now. I'll probably talk more about it nearer the time, maybe for the Money in the Bank thing, or just when it happens. I don't really have like a fantasy roster or anything like that. Like, I don't really care about that. I just want them to make it entertaining. Like, they'll have to try really hard now with their feuds, because they only have the one show to do it. Because I felt the last while they've actually been doing good for Raw and SmackDown with the feuds, where they've had like they've continued stuff from Raw on SmackDown and had like sort of like memorable moments on SmackDown in the feuds. So they're gonna have to try extra hard, with splitting the stuff up, and they'll have to make the feuds on both shows interesting, and they'll have to make stuff happen so people are invested. It'll be interesting to see how it goes down. I'm just glad SmackDown's live. That's my main gain out of this, is that SmackDown's live, because I hate the whole taped thing and the fake crowd noises they add in, which is the absolute worst for me. That's what I hate the most about SmackDown. And I don't know, it's just different. I don't know if it seems like it's presented differently, like with the camera work, and like the lighting is a bit different. I don't know what it is, but something's different, but it's mainly the fake crowd noises that just totally ruins it, because it's just so like in your face, and it's so obvious, it's so just ugh. I hate it. I hate it. That's all I can say about it, is I hate it. But anyways, I think this whole takeover thing will be good. Some potentially great matches. If the American Alpha match is as good as the last one, it's going to be good. Nakamura Aries will be good. Joe Balor will likely be good. And I think Andrade Sheehan Almas versus Dillinger will be good too. And Asuka Nia Jax, never know. Could be awesome. And you never know, there also could be more matches added, maybe 1 or 2 at the very most. They also have a pre-show, half an hour, and I just read they're doing that whole 1 hour preview show thing that they do again. They do it before every takeover. I was like, ugh, when they announced it, but hopefully it's just like the previous ones, and it's just like a recap or what have you of the previous takeover, and they just show loads of stuff that we've seen, which means I can just skip it. I hope that's what happens. I really do, because I have enough stuff to watch as it is, and enough stuff to do. But that's it for the predictions. Share your predictions in the comments. If you're wondering what kind of t-shirt this is, it's a Mrs. Brown's, boys. It says feckin' lovely. There she is, old Mrs. Brown. It's a TV show here in the UK. I haven't really watched it. I've just seen like little bits of it. Got it from my mum and that. They love it. They think the show's hilarious. But I've never really watched it. Only seen like bits and bobs of it. Anyways, that's the whole predictions done. Be sure to subscribe, that like button, and I'll see you. Hopefully, I can get it recorded on Thursday. If not, then I'll do it on Friday. 2 hours and a half. Yeah, I should have it up on Thursday. It might be late Thursday, late for me anyway. But I should have the review up then. The only thing is I'll have to leave Lucha Underground, because that's when I usually watch NXT and Lucha Underground Thursday, so I'll have to leave it till probably Saturday, maybe. Yeah, probably. Oh well. That's it. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.